Alright, what's up folks? DC Fanatic here. We're doing a little project here. This is gonna be the first of a 6-part series. We're gonna go over some draft prospects for the Cowboys. Today we're gonna start with the offensive linemen. We're gonna do some tackles and guards. Maybe a center in there. Only one basically. But he's projected to play center and guard, so that's what we're looking at. What we're going to do is we're going to take 6 spots over the next 6 weeks before the draft. Probably the last one before the draft, we'll just do some mock stuff for some of the guys that are working with Dallas Cowboys show here. And we'll put that up there for you. So, you know, Shango doing his thing, so helping out here. We're going to put this on both websites at DallasCowboysShow.com and also at DCFanatic.com. So let's get started. First, let's talk tackles. The Cowboys, of course, everybody knows, are going at 27 in the first round. There's a couple of these left tackles that are going to be way off the board. Cowboys don't have any shot unless they trade up, so let's just get their names out there, but do not expect these guys to be Dallas Cowboys. Russell Okung from Oklahoma State? No, top 10. Brian Bulaga from Iowa? Probably a top 10. Trent Williams from Oklahoma? He's been having great workouts, probably a top 15. He's going to be gone. So here's the guys that we're going to talk about maybe for the Cowboys at that number 27 spot. First kid on the board, Anthony Davis from Rutgers. What I'm hearing recently is that he's lazy, that he's not a every down player. He does not have that motor that works every now and then. All I hear when I hear that is, you know, Flozell Adams. Now, Flozell's been here 10 years. He's been a really, really above average, very good left tackle. That might be what Anthony Davis turns into. It's not the worst thing in the world. Charles Brown, Southern Cal, USC. He's getting a lot better grades right now. He didn't wow anybody really at the offseason stuff, at the combine or anything like that. But he's a big physical guy, 6'6", 303. He's got the size. He can play left tackle. You know, he's not going to be one of the top left tackles in the league, maybe in his first, second, or third year. But, you know, they have to develop, so he's another guy to watch out for. Here's the guy that wowed everybody at the Combine, of course, Bruce Campbell from Maryland. I'm not really too sold on him because there's just not, you know, from what all the experts say, the film on him, you know, doesn't show that he's a great left tackle that goes with all that Combine workout, you know, all that other kind of stuff. So right now, there could be some teams that just fall in love with him from what they saw at the Combine, and he could be way off the board. Or he could be in the 3rd round. So the Cowboys do have an option. He should be around there at maybe 27 for them. For me, I'm not really sold on him. All right, now we go to an interesting kid, Rodger Saffold from Indiana. He's pretty much moving up the boards. He had a good combine. He played in the East-West Shrine game. I saw him. He did not stand out. But, you know, another big kid, 6'5", 316, could play left tackle. Might have to start out at right tackle, but could possibly, you know, go over and play left tackle. And, you know, if Doug Free doesn't really work out, then the Cowboys have to be looking at one of these tackles, you know, to probably has to be able to play right. But at some point, maybe be able to go over and play left tackle. All right, now we go to another interesting guy, Vladimir Ducasse. He would probably be a reach for the Cowboys in the 1st round. And I doubt he would make it to the end of the 2nd round. So if the Cowboys want to draft him, they might have to go at 27, have to see who else is off the board at other positions. But, you know, there's been a lot of talk that in years, 2 or 3 years from now, you know, he could be one of the best left tackles in the league. He's that athletic. I saw him at the Senior Bowl. I thought, okay, he's pretty good. He's another guy, he didn't wow me. He didn't put himself in any category with Okung, Bulaga, any of those guys. All right, then we go to another interesting prospect, a Division II kid, Jared Veldheer. This is a monster, 6'8", 312. He's moving up the boards. Right now it looks like 2, 3. You know, those rounds are early for him. He's just a small school kid. You never do what you're going to get from him, but we always had Larry Allen to fall back on, another small school kid that planned out for the worked out for the Cowboys. Going to be in the Hall of Fame, so you never know what you're going to get there. All right, then we go to John Jerry from Mississippi. I don't really hear anything great about him. I don't hear anything bad. Probably a right tackle. We go to Jason Fox from Miami. He was a left tackle there for a couple of years. He didn't work out at the Combine due to a knee injury. I'm thinking right tackle. He did play a lot of left tackle, but he really wasn't that stellar. Then you go to another level at the NFL. I don't know. He's a project at left tackle, but he'll probably settle in at right tackle. Then we go to Selvish Capers. Everybody saw him as a left tackle coming in. with the combines and the workouts, but now it's seeming, that he's not really gonna, be that that upper tier left tackle. So he's kind of slipping right now as far as the projections go. But he'll be there second round. That will be kind of, right in there where you want to look for him if the Cowboys are going to go after him. Calloway from Iowa, definitely a highly touted right tackle prospect. Do not want to see him at left tackle. Doesn't have the athleticism, doesn't have the feet. If the Cowboys draft him, he will be replacing, Mark Colombo in a couple of years. But he will not be able to be a candidate to play at left tackle. Same goes for the next guy, Wang at Virginia Tech. I saw him at the Senior Bowl. Did not like what he did at left tackle. Doesn't have the athleticism, doesn't have the feet. No way. The other guy, Sam Young from Notre Dame. I don't want him anywhere near the Cowboys. I don't like offensive linemen from Notre Dame. I saw him play a lot because I watched a lot of Notre Dame games. I didn't like what he did at either tackle spot. I just don't want the Cowboys to draft this kid. He's not a good player. He's kind of slow-footed. I don't think he's the strongest kid in the world, so stay away from him. Last guy we're going to talk about here at the tackle position is Tony Washington from Abilene Christian down in Texas. He comes in. He is right now projected maybe 3rd, 4th, or 5th round. He's a stellar athlete. He has not played a lot of football. It came out recently that he had some off-the-field stuff, that he's a sex offender, and he has to be registered and all these different kinds of things. Now, you say maybe it was something with his youth. We've seen these stories come out in the last couple of years where, a kid has sex with a girl, and they're young, and then the father, all that kind of stuff goes out. This story takes a really weird turn. Get ready for it, folks. It seems that when he was 16, he had sex with his biological 15-year-old sister. He could be a head case. I don't know how that would play out. I don't know how anybody out there thinks, but that's just nutty to me. I wouldn't touch the kid. He seems like a great athlete, but I wouldn't touch the kid. All right, let's move. We go to guards. Mike Iupati. He's the kid that's going to come in. He can play guard right now, but can he play left tackle? Maybe he can move to right tackle. He can play guard. I know that much. He may not even be on the board at number 27 for the Cowboys. He possibly could be gone, and if that's the case, they're going to put him at guard, and then they're going to see if they can make him into a left tackle. But he's a great player. Another kid from Illinois, John Asamoah. Maybe 2nd round, 3rd round. He can play guard. That's fine for him. The other kid, Mike Johnson from Alabama. Okay, maybe 2nd, 3rd round. Okay, he can play guard, not a left tackle candidate. Another kid that the Cowboys are supposed to be interested in is Mitch Petrus from Arkansas. We know Jerry likes the Arkansas kids, but it's been touted that the Cowboys were very interested in him. Look for him to come in for a workout with the Cowboys. This kid's a guard. I don't see him playing any kind of tackle position. He's only 6'3", 310. He's just a rock. You stick him in there at guard, he runs over people. He's he's basically a smaller version of Leonard Davis. But he's a really strong kid, but he's a guard. He's strictly a guard. There's also another kid, Marshall Newhouse, maybe moving up, maybe gets into that 3rd or 4th or 5th thing there. I'm not really sold on him. He's from TCU, but we'll have to see where he goes. The last kid I want to talk about here with the offensive lineman, he's basically a great center, but of course he can play guard. If you can play center, you're supposed to be able to play guard, and that's Maurkice Pouncey, coming out of Florida. He will be able to play, and start one of the guard positions within 2 years, and also can play center. So all the Cowboys linemen are 31 years and older right now. So this is a kid that if he's there at 27, and the Cowboys don't see anything else on the board where, one of those tackles slipped, one of these safeties, one of these maybe even linebackers or somebody else that's great there, the Cowboys just say, let's stick to our board, let's get the best player available. You might see Maurkice Pouncey become a Dallas Cowboy. That's where you might see him going. All right, so that's it for all the offensive linemen. Just intro everybody out there to them. We'll be back next week. We'll talk safeties, defensive backs. Then, of course, the week after that, we'll go maybe wide receivers, kick returners. We'll see how it's feeling out there. But we're gonna take one position, one unit, and we're gonna do it over the next 5 or 6 weeks. It should be fun. We'll be back next Thursday with another video for you folks. See ya.